Welcome to Technical Tuesdays, where I'm going to be giving you technical tips. So if you're a professional hairstylist or a barber, or if you're trying to do this at home, do it at your own risk. But this is going to be all technical stuff. So if you have, say, really thick hair, it doesn't matter if it's, like straight. I mean, most of the times you want it to be straight, but the hair length needs to be a certain length. Like for something like this. This is about, I would say, 2 inches the most on the top of the head. And let's just say that your hair is very straight, very thick. There's not a lot of texture to it. You feel like it's just one big clump of hair on the top of your head. Well, there's a few techniques that I use, and I do this on dry hair. And the first one, I'm going to be just using my regular hair cutting shears, right? These are my own hair cutting shears. You can see it has the SalonGuy logo on it. It's Japanese steel. They're affordable, and you can get them at shop.thesalonguy.com. These are what I use. And if you use code YouTube20, you get 20% off, right? So what I like to do on dry hair is I will rake the hair back. And the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking to feel for where that heaviness is. So chances are, if you have a client or even yourself, like I said, if you're trying this yourself at home, but if you have areas where you feel the hair is super heavy and bulky, like in through here, start there first, because that's the target area. So what I do, and I'll do this on a couple different angles, is I'll go and I'll point cut like this, but kind of at a rapid fire speed, okay? So I'm looking and feeling, and then I'm gonna go in and just really, it's a lot of this, just taking the thumb and opening and closing. So I'm going to look and feel for the weight of the hair, which to me, I'm starting is right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the hair back like this, and just literally, I'm closing my thumb down really lightly like this. So it's really just like this. And all I'm looking to do is just add a little bit of just hidden texture, and this removes like a subtle amount of weight. So it's great for just starting off and getting a feel for this technique of what it does to the hair, and just adding in little texturized pieces, all right? Now, if I were to say, zoom out here and you can see I'm doing it this is another way, right? So you all can see kind of my scissor motion. It's basically like this, just like that. All right, so this is gonna really be helpful if you are someone who's looking to add texture to thicker hair. Another one that I do sometimes is a slide cutting technique, where I'll take it and I'll slide the scissors like so. This is for more like surface kind of texture and removing more weight and bulk. This is another great way. You have to be careful, obviously, because we're not used to doing this. You could take off too much hair, but this is kind of for just a bit more aggressive in certain spots, right? You've got one area right here and you want to slightly remove weight, and this is more of a, thinning out to some degree type of technique. So I'm slightly closing it. Don't close all the way or you're gonna take off too much hair, but you're really just lightly, you're feeling the pressure, and then you're moving your thumb. So here's the resistance of the hair, and then I'm gonna move my thumb. There's the resistance, and I'm moving my thumb. Resistance meaning the hair is pushing against the scissor, and then you can slide cut from underneath. That's gonna remove a lot of weight. Okay, so if your hair is on the thinner or finer side, I do not suggest doing that. And then my favorite one of all, this is really the awesome technique right here, is where you really do, once again, have a ton of hair. It's straight hair, and you want the edges like this to be a lot more wispy, or you don't want it to be so heavy, okay? So this technique is my favorite. So it thins out the bulk, it removes the bulk, and also adds texture. So what I'll do, once again, is I'll find the area, but I will make a twist, and I'm literally chomping in middle of that. So here we go. I'm just taking twists and chopping in the middle or 3/4 of the hair shaft, so I'm not going too close to the scalp, right? Here's another one. Let's get closer. There it is. And this is really fun, because when you get a bit more confidence and you understand what this does to the hair, this is probably the most life-saving technique that you can use You know what I mean? The most life-saving technique you can use for thinning out, adding texture to the hair. And this is my personal favorite. You have to do this, however, on dry hair, because when the hair is damp and wet, you're not really going to feel where that bulk is. This has to be done as a finishing technique on dry hair. Okay, so here we go. Once again, take it, twist and chomp. And if you want to have the ends even more wispy than this, then you can do, you know, and work your way towards the ends and do like 2 or 3 chomps like that. So it's really, really, really taking us to that next level and making those ends even wispier. Just be careful, like I said, you don't want to go down on the scalp with this because you will make the hair look like actually it's thinning. So this is more of a 3/4 to, you know, middle to 3/4 of the hair shaft. That's it. Do not cut the hair closer than that. And you can see just from making tweaks to this, this is great on, you know, Asian hair, perfectly straight hair that's very, very flat all the time. This is going to work awesome when you're using products, you know, like any of my texture powder, my paste, anything. This really, really, really helps and puts the icing on the cake for this. Once again, if you want to use any of my products, you can use code YouTube20, and that's at shop.thesalonguy.com. And let me know if there's any technical tips that you want to learn, and I'll be happy to do them. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.